Hi friends, welcome to Shay's TBR. My name is Shay and this is the first video for this channel. I thought it would be fun to start off with a video that shows my current physical TBR because 2025 has been the year of me trying to collect as many books as I can get, especially secondhand. I do try to buy all of my books secondhand, but sometimes there's a lot of new releases that I want to read that won't hit the op shops or the secondhand bookshops for quite a while. But I try to stick with secondhand books as much as I can. Obviously, you can see behind me I have quite a few books. I have a lot. So if you're not someone that collects books like I am, maybe your TBR's got 3 books on it. That's okay. Every type of reader is welcome on this channel. And I don't expect anyone to have anything close to what I have, but books are my hobby, they're my passion, they're pretty much the only thing that I actually spend my money on outside of bills. So currently I have all of my books spread out all over the place. You can see behind me I do have a TBR shelf, but this is predominantly books that are a part of a continuing series. Whether it's a book that's relatively new, so only the first book is out and the rest hasn't been written yet, or it's series that have been out for a while but I haven't managed to collect the entire series yet and don't want to start reading it until it's either further along or I have actually collected the entire series. So while I do have this TBR shelf here, there are a lot more books behind me and over the other side of the room that you can't see that are unread. The rest of the books are set up in alphabetical order by author, which you can probably see some of the letters here. And these books are completed sets or duologies or whatever they are that I've managed to collect. Interconnected standalones, so ones that I don't need to have the entire series to read, or just standalone books. Also books that I have actually managed to read, because while there's not that many, there are still some. As it stands, roughly, I have about 20% of the books that I have are actually ones that I've read, while 80% aren't. And then I think about 90% of the books that I have bought have been bought secondhand. So I've talked a lot already and we haven't even seen a book yet. So grab a drink if you haven't already and a snack and let's go through the TBR. First up, from Sarah Adams, I have The Cheat Sheet. Practice Makes Perfect. Sense and Sensibility by Maggie Alderson. Thoroughly Disenchanted by Alexandra Armand. From Elena Armes, I have The Long Game, The Spanish Love Deception, The American Roommate Experiment, Little Secrets by Callie Ash. From Lauren Asher, I have Throttled, Redeemed, The Fine Print, Terms and Conditions, Final Offer, and Love Unwritten. Emma by Jane Austen. Anxious People by Frederick Buckman. It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey and Fangirl Down. Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendra Blake. Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. Before You Knew My Name by Jacqueline Bubblets. A Little Princess and The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgkins Burnett. Surviving Demon Island by Jackie Burton. How to Save a Life by Ava Carter. Graceling and Fire by Kristen Cashaw. The Accidental Human by Dakota Cassidy. Keep Me by Sarah Kate. The Binding by Bridget Collins. The Sacrifice by Rin Chapico. By Susan Collins, I have The Hunger Games. Catching Fire. Mockingjay. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Unromance by Erin Connor. Savages by Shirley Conran. Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. The Roommate by Rosie Dannon. True Love at the Lonely Hearts Bookshop by Annie Darling. What If by Rebecca Donovan. The Accidental Proposal by Matt Dunn. And The Ex-Husband's Handbook by Matt Dunn. The Book of Lost Threads by Tess Evans. The Favourites by Lane Fargo. The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. The Cinderella Moment by Gemma Fox. Beneath the Skin by Nikki French, Halfway to the Grave by Janine Frost, as well as One Foot in the Grave, At Grave's End, and Destined for an Early Grave, American Gods by Neil Gaiman, Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, as well as The Ballad of Never After, Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis, Corrupted Kingdom by Lily St. Germain, Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig, The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Laurie Gilmore, The Library Borrowed Hearts by Lucy Gilmore, Girl in the Wall by AJ Noose, Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, and Daydream by Hannah Grace, The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, Kind of a Big Deal by Shannon Hale, First Position by Melanie Hamrick, The Turn by Kim Harrison, Wayward by Amelia Hart. From Ali Hazelwood, I have Check and Mate, The Love Hypothesis, Love on the Brain, Love Theoretically, and Not in Love. By Emily Henry, I have Beach Read, Book Lovers, Happy Place, and You and Me on Vacation. Last King Standing by Lauren Ho. By Alice Hoffman, I have Magic Lessons, The Rules of Magic, Practical Magic, The Ice Queen. By Anna Huang, I have King of Wrath, King of Pride, Twisted Games, Twisted Hate, and Twisted Lies. My Dark Romeo by Parker S. Huntington and L.J. Shen. Give Me a Reason by A.L. Jackson. Death Comes to Pemberley by P.D. James. Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. The Taker by Elma Katsu. By Maggie Kay, The Ice Queen, Merciless King, and Poison Ivy. By Al Kennedy, The Charlie Method. The Deal, Good Boy. At Death's Door by Sherilyn Kenyon. By Rena Kent, God of Malice, God of Pain, God of War, God of Ruin, God of Fury, God of War. Yellowface by R.F. Kwong. Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. Birds of Paradise by Oliver K. Langmead. Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. And Wicked Sexy Liar. Cunning Women by Elizabeth Lee. By Chloe Leese, With You Forever. If Only You, and Only and Forever. The Loneliness of Distant Beings by Kate Ling. How to Be Bad by Lockhart, Miracle, and Milnowski. Love on the Air by Ash London. By Sarah J. Maas. Throne of Glass. Crown of Midnight. Heir of Fire. Queen of Shadow. Empire of Storms. Tower of Dawn. And Kingdom of Ash. Unravel Me by Becca Mack. How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackey. To Love Jason Thorne by Ella Maisie. Body Check by Deidre Martin. Mine for a Moment by Katharina Mora. Their Housemaid by Frida McFadden. Don't Forget About Me by Mahari McFarlane. Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. The Ruin by Dervla McTurnan. Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellows. Circe by Madeline Miller. The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. The Husband's Secret by Leanne Moriarty. The Hypnotist's Love Story by Leanne Moriarty. Before the Storm by Di Morrissey. Love Just In by Natalie Murphy. Uprooted by Naomi Novik. A Rivalry of Hearts by Tessonia Odette. The No Show by Beth O'Leary. By Alice Oseman, I have Radio Silence, Loveless, and I Was Born for This. By Richard Osmond, I have The Thursday Murder Club, The Man Who Died Twice, The Bullet That Missed, The Last Devil to Die, The Road King by Abigail Owen, Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner, Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power, Love and Other Scores by Abra Pressler, The Maid by Nita Prose, Pucking Sweet by Emily Rath, A Study in Drowning by Ava Reid, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, The Seven Skins of Esther Wildling by Holly Ringland, Burn Bright by Krista and Becca Ritchie, If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio, by Katie Roberts, I Have Neon Gods, Wicked Beauty, Sweet Obsession, An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson, Down to Earth by Melanie Rose, by Veronica Roth, I have Divergent, Insurgent, and Allegiant, The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, Rush by Saskia Roy, Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage, Wild by Kat Savage, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab, by Lucy Score, The Story of My Life, Things We Never Got Over and Things We Leave Behind, The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, Ecstasy by Mary Sharratt, Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, A False Start by Elsie Silver, Flawless by Elsie Silver, and Wild Love by Elsie Silver, One Day in December by Josie Silver, by Nalini Singh, Archangel's Heart, Archangel's Sun, Archangel's Light, and Archangel's Resurrection, Sweet Pea by C.J. Scoose, Path of Thorns by A.G. Slatter, Phantasma and Enchantra by Kaylee Smith, Cross the Line and Ride With Me by Simone Saltani, from T.L. Swan, Mr. Masters, Mr. Spencer and the Bonus, The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, and Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne, Beach Rivals by Georgie Tilney, She Is a Haunting by Tran Thang Tan, Strange the Dreamer by Lainey Taylor, and Muse of Nightmares, Angelica Frankenstein Makes Her Match by Sally Thorne, How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying by Django Wexler, The South Wind by Alexander Warwick, and The West Wind, I Give My Marriage a Year by Holly Wainwright, The Things We Leave Unfinished by Rebecca Yarros, A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihira, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, and The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery by Mariana Zapata, When Gracie Met the Grump, The Things We Water, and From Lukov with Love, Tonight I Burn by Catherine J. Adams, Broken Souls and Bones by Al J. Andrews, Beartown by Frederick Buckman, Us Against You by Frederick Buckman, The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, by Holly Black, The Cruel Prince, The Queen of Nothing and the Wicked King, The Painted Man by Peter V. Brett, Of Flame and Fury by Michaela Bridge, Swordcatcher and the Rag Picker King by Cassandra Clare, Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson, Sorcery and Small Magics by Mega Ducey, The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Doyle, Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands by Heather Fawcett, Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong, From Jessa Hastings, Magnolia Parks, Daisy Hates, The Long Way Home, and Daisy Hates The Great Undoing, Die For You by Lauren Jackson, The Next Together by Lauren James, Unholy Ghost by Stacia Kane, The Bell Witches by Lindsay Kelk, Guild by Raven Kennedy, Nevernight by Jay Christoph, Serpent and the Dove by Shelby Mahurin, from Sarah J. Maas, House of Earth and Blood, and House of Sky and Breath, Kingdom of the Feared by Kerry Maniscalco, Monstrous Heart by Claire McKenna, The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni, How Does It Feel by Janine O'Reilly, The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson, Captive Prince by C.S. Packet, Prince's Gambit by C.S. Packet, Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page, When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker, A Soul to Guide by Opal Rain, Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie, Bloodguard by Cece Robson, Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon, Four Aunties and a Wedding by Jessie Sutano, An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir, Nightshade by Autumn Woods, The Coven by Harper L. Woods, and Lucky Last, The Girl King by Mimi Yu. Alright friends, that's it for this week's video. Thanks so much if you stuck around to the end. I appreciate it. Feel free to like and subscribe if you think that my channel might be for you going forward. I will hopefully see you next week because I will be aiming to do one video a week. And let me know down below what you're currently reading, or let me know what your current TBR stands at. I'm curious to know. And thanks so much guys. I will see you next week. Bye. And the songbird of salads? And the songbird of ballads of